أكبر الله أكبر.
Friends of Islam, this time the Islamic faith is back before you to share Islamic information. I hope it inspires your activities today, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and activate the bell button notifications so you don't miss the latest news from the Islamic Faith channel. Who would have thought that the city of Los Angeles, which has long been known as the center of the world's entertainment industry, is now experiencing major changes? There is one interesting phenomenon that has surprised many people. The number of Muslims in Los Angeles continues to grow rapidly, to the point where the question arises, is Los Angeles heading towards the status of the largest Islamic city in America? This phenomenon certainly makes many people curious. How can a city filled with nightlife and a free lifestyle actually develop into one of the largest Islamic centers in Uncle Country? Is this just an issue? Los Angeles, or often abbreviated as LA, is a city that has long been synonymous with Hollywood, blockbuster films, and the giant entertainment industry. However, behind the glitz of this city, there is one community that has grown rapidly in the last few decades, namely the Muslim community. Initially, Islam in Los Angeles was only known as a minority religion, practiced by a handful of immigrants from the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. However, over time, the number of Muslims in this city has increased. Mosques have begun to appear, halal restaurants have become easier to find, and even Muslim culture has begun to influence social life in this city. The question is, how could this phenomenon happen? What is causing more and more people in Los Angeles to be interested in Islam? Before we go into further discussion, let's take a moment to write salawat to the Prophet Muhammad in the comments column as a form of our love for the Messenger of Allah. Don't forget to also write where you are from so that we can know who is watching this video and from which areas. Our community comes from Los Angeles, or often abbreviated as LA. This city has long been known as the center of the world's entertainment industry. However, behind its glitz, there is one community that is growing rapidly, namely the Muslim community. The presence of Islam in Los Angeles is nothing new, but its rapid growth in recent years has surprised many. If we trace its history, Islam first entered Los Angeles through Muslim immigrants who came from various corners of the world in the early 20th century. Initially, the Muslim community in this city was very small. There was no mosque as the center of the Muslim community. Even finding halal food could be a challenge. However, over time, the Muslim community in Los Angeles began to grow and develop rapidly. The number of Muslims in Los Angeles continues to grow, driven by a variety of factors, from immigration, local conversions, to increasing public awareness of Islam. In 1952, the Islamic Center of Southern California, ICC, was established as one of the first Islamic centers in Los Angeles. This mosque is not only a place of worship, but also a center for social and educational activities for Muslims in the city. Over time, more and more Muslim communities have established new mosques, built Islamic schools, and founded various organizations aimed at strengthening the Muslim network in Los Angeles. Not only immigrants from the Middle East and South Asia who are part of this community, but also African Americans and Latinos who are starting to be interested in Islamic teachings and choosing to embrace this religion. In the last few decades, the growth of Islam in Los Angeles has experienced a significant surge. Initially, the Muslim community was only centered in certain areas. However, now mosques and Islamic centers can be found in various corners of the city. The number of Muslims in Los Angeles is estimated to reach hundreds of thousands, and this number continues to increase along with increasing immigration and the increasing number of local residents who convert to Islam. One of the main factors contributing to this growth is the high level of immigration from Muslim-populated countries, such as Pakistan, Iran, Egypt, Somalia, and Indonesia. In addition to immigration, another factor that drives the development of Islam in Los Angeles is the increasing appeal of Islamic teachings in the eyes of the American public, especially because its teachings provide inner peace and a more orderly life. In the midst of modern life that is fast-paced and full of pressure, many people are looking for a deeper meaning in life. Islam, with its teachings that emphasize the balance between the world and the hereafter, is the choice for many people who long for peace. One of the most interesting phenomena of the development of Islam in Los Angeles is the increasing number of Americans who choose to convert to Islam. This phenomenon is not only happening among descendants of Muslim immigrants, but also among Native Americans, including Latinos and African Americans. Many of them initially had no direct connection to Islam, but then found an interest in the teachings of this religion after studying it more deeply. Some of them converted to Islam after reading the Quran and felt that the contents of this holy book were very relevant to their lives. Others were inspired by the Muslim community they met in their work environment, school, or neighborhood. In addition, the role of social media and the internet cannot be ignored. Many people get to know Islam through YouTube videos, online discussions, or content from Muslim influencers who actively share Islamic teachings in an interesting and easy-to-understand way. As the number of Muslims in Los Angeles increases, mosques and Islamic community centers have begun to appear in various corners of the city. If in the past, Muslims in Los Angeles had to travel far to worship, now they have many choices of places of worship that are closer to where they live. Some of the famous large mosques in Los Angeles include the Islamic Center of Southern California, ICSCC, Umar ibn al-Khattab Mosque, Bilal Mosque, and many others. In addition to being places of worship, these mosques also function as centers of education and social activities for the Muslim community. Many mosques hold Arabic language classes, Quranic interpretation studies, and social programs such as food assistance for those in need. The existence of these mosques not only strengthens the Muslim community, but also helps introduce Islam to non-Muslims in Los Angeles. With the increasing number of Muslims living in Los Angeles, the influence of Islam has begun to be felt in various aspects of daily life in this city. One example is the increasing number of restaurants and supermarkets that provide halal food. In the past, finding halal food in Los Angeles could be a challenge, but now many restaurants offer halal menus, be it Middle Eastern, Indian, Pakistani, or even fast food such as burgers and pizza. Several large restaurant chains have even obtained halal certification to attract Muslim customers. In addition to the culinary field, the fashion world in Los Angeles has also begun to reflect styles that are in accordance with Islamic dress principles. The hijab and Sharia clothing trends are now increasingly accepted, and their beauty is maintained. For example, events such as Los Angeles Fashion Week have featured Muslim fashion designers who showcase clothing that follows Sharia, but remains modern and fashionable. This shows how Islamic social and aesthetic discussions are growing in Los Angeles. Many Muslim figures are active in various social and political organizations, fighting for minority rights and playing a role in building good relations between the Muslim community and other communities. One of them is the increasing number of Muslims involved in local government and becoming community representatives. This shows that Islam is not just a minority religion in Los Angeles, but also part of the city's growing identity. Despite the challenges, Muslims in Los Angeles continue to promote Islam as a religion that brings peace, prosperity, and harmony to all. If we go back a few decades, the celebration of Islamic holidays in Los Angeles may have only been celebrated modestly by small Muslim communities in mosques or in their community centers. However, as the Muslim population in the city has grown, celebrations such as Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha have become bigger and more widely known moments. On these Islamic holidays, various events such as joint prayers, halal food bazaars, and social activities are held not only for Muslims, but also for the general public, thus strengthening the relationship between communities in Los Angeles. We can see thousands of Muslims gathering in open areas, such as large parks, to perform Eid prayers. These events are not only attended by Muslims, but also attract the attention of non-Muslims who want to learn more about Islam and Muslim culture. In fact, in some schools and universities in Los Angeles, Eid al-Fitr holidays are now included in the academic calendar as a form of respect for the growing Muslim community. Some companies have also started to provide leave policies for Muslim employees so that they can celebrate their big day. This phenomenon shows how Islam is increasingly accepted as part of the cultural diversity in Los Angeles. In addition to the celebration of Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, The holy month of Ramadan is also a moment that is increasingly felt in this city. Various events, such as breaking the fast together, raising funds for charity, and other religious activities help strengthen relationships between communities and introduce Islamic values to the wider community. Many restaurants in Los Angeles offer sahur and iftar menus during the month of Ramadan. In addition, mosques also hold various activities such as religious studies, night prayers, and even dawah events. Islamic dawah events in Los Angeles now often attract attention, not only from the Muslim community, but also from those who want to learn more about Islam. One of them is Open Mosque Day, an initiative where various mosques in Los Angeles open their doors to the general public. This event provides an opportunity for non-Muslims to learn more about Islam and have a direct dialogue with the Muslim community. Through celebrations and initiatives like this, we can see how Islam is no longer just a small community in Los Angeles, but has become part of the city's social identity. As the center of the world's entertainment industry, Los Angeles is also home to many Muslim actors, musicians, and celebrities. In recent years, they have not hesitated to show their Islamic identity in public, helping to promote diversity and tolerance in the city. Several Hollywood celebrities, such as Mahershala Ali, Ice Cube, and Dave Chappelle, are examples of those who have found peace in Islam and do not hesitate to speak about their beliefs. Not only in the world of film, the influence of Islam is also increasingly visible in the world of music and sports. Many Muslim athletes, such as NBA star Kyrie Irving and UFC fighter Khabib Nurmagomedov, openly show their faith and become an inspiration to many young Muslims in America. They often post their prayers on social media, talk about the importance of performing the 5 daily prayers, and show how Islam teaches discipline and dedication in their lives as professionals in their respective fields. In addition, the fashion industry is also beginning to feel the growing influence of Islam. Several Muslim fashion designers are now starting to get a stage at international fashion events, including at Los Angeles Fashion Week. They present Muslim fashion collections that are still fashionable. However, it is still in accordance with the principles of modesty in Islam. This shows that Islam is not only about faith, but also has an influence on popular culture trends in Los Angeles. Although the development of Islam in Los Angeles is very rapid, it does not mean that the Muslim community in this city does not face challenges. One of the biggest challenges still faced is the negative stigma that still sticks to Islam, especially after various global events that are often associated with Muslims. Islamophobia is still an issue faced by many Muslims in Los Angeles, especially those who wear Islamic attributes, such as the hijab or beard. Many of them still feel discrimination in the workplace, school, or even in their social environment. In addition, there is also the challenge of maintaining faith in the midst of a free and modern big city lifestyle like Los Angeles. For many Muslims, consistently carrying out worship in a city full of temptations is not easy. Many young Muslims face the dilemma of whether to adhere to Islamic values or adapt to a more liberal Western lifestyle. Therefore, the Muslim community in Los Angeles continues to strive to strengthen the faith of its younger generation by providing more Islamic education programs, regular study groups, and mentoring for those who want to remain steadfast in their faith. Another challenge is how the Muslim community can become more involved in the social and political life of Los Angeles. Currently, there is still a gap in Muslim representation in government. However, with more Muslims coming forward and speaking out about their beliefs, it is hoped that in the future, there will be more Muslim figures who can represent this community in various fields, including education and the media. Despite the challenges, the Muslim community in Los Angeles is also starting to receive support from various elements of society. Muslims in this city receive the same protections and rights as other communities. One real example is the increasing number of policies that allow Muslim civil servants, students, and workers to get special breaks during prayer, as well as the availability of halal food in several public facilities, including schools and government offices. In addition, the Los Angeles city government has also begun to more actively embrace the Muslim community by holding various interfaith events aimed at building understanding and tolerance between religious communities. This is a positive step that shows that Los Angeles is increasingly accepting diversity and making it a major force in building a more inclusive city. With the rapid growth of Muslims and the increasing influence of Islam in social and cultural life in Los Angeles, the city is increasingly showing its potential as an example of harmonious diversity. A big question arises: can this city really become one of the largest Islamic cities in America? Given the increasing number of Muslims and how Islam is increasingly accepted in various levels of society, it is not impossible that in the next few decades, Los Angeles could become one of the largest Islamic centers in the United States, perhaps even in the Western world. However, of course, there are many challenges that must be faced to educate the public about Islam so that there are no more misunderstandings that cause discrimination or prejudice against Muslims. With the increasing number of Muslims active in various areas of life in Los Angeles, as well as support from the government and the wider community, the hope of seeing Los Angeles as one of the largest Islamic cities in America is not impossible. The growth of Islam in Los Angeles and around the world brings optimism that the values of faith can continue to grow and have a positive impact on all groups. Can we contribute to spreading the peaceful message of Islam and building a stronger community? Let's continue this discussion in the next section. Along with the growth of the Muslim population in Los Angeles, certain areas have begun to emerge that are known as centers of the Muslim community. If previously Muslims were spread across various regions without a specific center, now several districts in Los Angeles have begun to develop into environments that have stronger Islamic characteristics. One area known as the center of the Muslim community is the South Los Angeles area. In this area, many mosques, Islamic schools, halal restaurants, and Muslim cultural centers have sprung up. The atmosphere of daily life in this area increasingly reflects the nuances of Islam. In the morning, many Muslim families take their children to Islamic schools, while local business owners run their businesses in accordance with Sharia principles, such as selling halal food and not serving alcoholic beverages. Several restaurants in this area even apply a concept similar to food stalls in Muslim countries, where customers can eat together at a large table and share togetherness in the spirit of Islamic brotherhood. Not only in terms of business and education, but also in social life, the Muslim community in this district is getting closer. Every weekend, mosques in Los Angeles hold various activities, ranging from Islamic studies, Arabic language classes, to social events involving non-Muslim residents to introduce Islam more deeply. This reflects how Los Angeles is starting to have pockets of Muslim communities that are getting stronger and more influential. In fact, some areas are starting to become a positive trend for the Muslim community. However, challenges remain in ensuring that these areas remain inclusive and not isolated from the wider community. Muslim community leaders in Los Angeles continue to strive to build good relationships with other communities, ensuring that the existence of this Muslim district is not only a place for Muslims to gather, but also as a center for dawah that can provide benefits to the entire community. The role of Muslim women in the development of Islam in Los Angeles also cannot be ignored. In contrast to the stigma often attached by the media about Muslim women being oppressed or not having freedom, the reality in Los Angeles is that many Muslim women are active in various fields, ranging from academics, business, politics, to the entertainment world. Not only do they proudly maintain their Islamic identity, but they also contribute to strengthening the position of the Muslim community in America. One real example is the increasing number of Muslim women involved in social and religious organizations in Los Angeles. They establish foundations that help the poor, initiate women's empowerment programs, and build networks for fellow Muslim women to support each other in their careers and personal lives. In the academic world, the role of these Muslim women is increasingly visible through their contributions to various educational institutions. Many Muslim women lecturers and professors teach at prestigious universities in Los Angeles, such as UCLA and USC. They not only teach general subjects, but also introduce Islamic perspectives in academic discussions, helping to shape a broader understanding of Islam among non-Muslim students. In the business world, more and more Muslim women are successfully starting their own companies, especially in the halal fashion and beauty industry. They create modern and stylish Muslim clothing lines, attracting the attention of the wider community. Not only Muslim women, but also non-Muslim women who are looking for a more modest and elegant clothing alternative are now interested in Muslim fashion. In fact, several Muslim fashion brands have now begun to enter the mainstream industry and are introduced at major fashion events in Los Angeles. This proves that Muslim women in Los Angeles are not only contributing to building their own community, but also playing a role in shaping a more inclusive face of Islam in America. Los Angeles is known as a city that is often the center of various social movements and human rights advocacy. Amidst these movements, the Muslim community in this city also takes an active role in fighting for social justice and minority rights. In recent years, many Muslim organizations have stood up to fight Islamophobia and advocate for justice for oppressed communities. One clear example is how Muslims in Los Angeles have taken part in solidarity actions to support the African American community in their fight against discrimination. Many mosques have opened their doors to dialogue with other communities, creating a space for people to understand Islam and Islamic values that align with social justice. In addition, the Muslim community has been active in environmental movements. They have begun to implement sustainability concepts in their daily lives, such as reducing the use of plastic in mosques and halal restaurants, as well as supporting green energy initiatives in various development projects. The Muslim community in Los Angeles has increasingly realized that Islam is not just about ritual worship, but also about protecting the environment in the surrounding community. By engaging in these social movements, Islam is increasingly recognized not only as a religion, but also as a value system that is relevant to the challenges of the modern era. As the Muslim population increases, so does the need for Islamic education. Today, Los Angeles has dozens of Islamic schools spread across its districts, from elementary to secondary levels. These schools offer a curriculum that combines general academic education with Islamic religious education, providing an alternative for Muslim parents who want their children to grow up in an Islamic environment. Not only Islamic schools, but also many universities in Los Angeles are starting to offer Islamic study programs. UCLA, for example, has an Islamic Studies Center that is one of the centers of academic research and discussion related to Islam in the United States. This program is active in researching various aspects of the history and development of Islam in America. This program is not only attended by Muslim students, but also by non-Muslim students who want to understand Islam more deeply. In addition to formal education, various Dawah institutions are also actively holding online and offline courses about Islam, helping those who have just converted to Islam to better understand the teachings of this religion. This step is very important in maintaining the sustainability of the Muslim community in Los Angeles, ensuring that future generations continue to have a strong understanding of Islam. With all these developments, Los Angeles is now increasingly known as one of the largest centers of Islam in America. This is not only because the number of Muslims continues to increase, but also because of how the Muslim community in the city has managed to build a harmonious life with other communities without having to lose their identity. Islam in Los Angeles is not only growing among immigrants, but also among the general public. With more and more Muslims active in various fields of life, Islam is no longer a hidden minority religion, but has become part of the new face of the city. Will Los Angeles really become the largest Islamic city in America? Only time can tell. However, one thing is for sure, Los Angeles has become an example of how Islam can grow in a multicultural society. Amazing, isn't it? Islam, which was once considered a small minority in Los Angeles, has now grown into one of the largest communities in this city. Its rapid development has surprised the world and made it even more curious. Friends of the Islamic faith who are blessed by Allah, I hope this video is useful and see you in our next video.